Shalom, and all praise to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash, and double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone for teaching His truth that's gone all around the earth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, this is your brother Atazawan from the Great Millstone here in St. Louis. I'm going to jump into a quick lesson, all right, and go into a few articles, all right, because we see all the turmoil that's going on in the earth, right? We got this port strike thing that's going on. I think I did a lesson on that maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago, somewhere in there like that. And then we see the flooding that's going on, right, in the southern states of South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, all right, all these different places. And the Lord is visiting this place. And it's not like it came without warning, right? The destruction of this place is beginning to unfold, okay? And it's not like it wasn't told to you. Because why? Because the Lord has sent his men, his prophets, to speak beforehand, all right, concerning what the scriptures say concerning Babylon the Great and its destruction, all right? And the Lord is systematically destroying this place. It should be plain to your eyes by now. All right. So the premise of this lesson is that the Lord has sent his prophets to prophesy unto you, to you 2/3 Jakes out there and to the other nation people. All right. That America was not going to go on and continue forever. As the one scripture says, we would have healed Babylon, but she's not healed. All right, and this place is not going to get any better, all right, but you have been warned. So we'll look at a few scriptures and, like I said, go through a couple of articles, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. It won't take too long. So let's start right here at Jeremiah 7:23, and it reads, "But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your power. And ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you." Right? Speaking to the Israelites, all right, the generations of the Israelites that came out of Egypt, okay, and that had what? You had Moses and all the other great prophets, right? Including Yahushua towards the end, right? But Yahushua, the disciples who became apostles, and then the apostle Paul, all right, to warn the Israelites, period. All right. So let's go on. Verse 24 it says, "But they hearken not," and that's what you find today as the men stand on the street corners, right? Prophesy to you out there on the highways and hedges and in the byways and so forth, and doing these lessons and shows and live streams and so on and so forth. All right. To put you up, as it were, on game, all right, to tell you what will befall this place and that you must spiritually separate yourself. But Jake is hard-headed, as it says, right? The prophets come to speak to you, but you harden your neck, right? You won't listen, all right? Going on, it says, "But they hearken not, nor incline their ear, but walk in the counsel and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward." All right. And so our people love to what? Stay in sin and wickedness. Okay. When righteousness is presented to them, life is presented to you, but somehow or another, what? They rather choose death. You see? Verse 25, "Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt, unto this day I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them," right? And you see that reoccurring right now in 2024, all right? And ever since the Apostles of Great Millstone came onto the YouTube in 2006, 7, 8, somewhere in there like that, all right? This truth has been noised abroad via the internet, okay? Verse 26, "Yet they hearken not unto me, nor incline their ear, but hardened their neck. They did worse than their fathers." And you see that today with all the wickedness that's going on today in this current time. It far exceeds what was done in ancient times. All All right. And that's because why? Esau Edom is ruling, right? And he's brought about every conceivable and imaginable wicked device, all right, that he could, all right, and put it into play. Now, of course, again, we always have to say, we preface it by saying what? That he's getting the knowledge, the wisdom, all right, the technology from the left-hand side of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all right? Because this man was made to destroy, right? And he's made what? For that day of destruction. You see? Verse 27, therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee, right? You see that on a weekly and daily basis, right? As we continue on preaching the gospel of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, our people just reject it and mock and scoff at the men that the Lord has sent. And mind you, when you do that, right, for those out there that listen to these lessons, all right, when you mock the prophets, you're really mocking Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, okay? Because he's the one that put the spirit on the men to come out here and teach you, all right? Might I add, for nothing, you see? But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, their power, nor receiveth correction, right? You got certain Israelite groups who refuse to be corrected, right? Okay? And they will not obey what the scriptures say for them to do. Why? Simply put, they're in bed with Esau, okay? That's all there is to it. And we've always had these wicked leaders, okay, according to what the scriptures say, who are contentious and go up against the Holy Scriptures, right? To teach for filthy lucre's sake, all right? To line their own pockets, right? To be prosperous in this life, right? On this side, and to be carnal, okay? That's what these men are doing now in this time, right? These people from all these other different camps, okay? And they mock the men at GMS, okay, and say we always getting on them about one thing or another. Well, yeah, because you're not doing what's right. And it's our job to put the correction out there, okay? But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord Yahweh, their power, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth, right? These other group leaders, all right, if you want to call them that, refuse to do the right thing. And this has always been a thing with our people, okay? Let's go over here to Matthew 23:29. It says, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in a day of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Therefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Right. The real prophets of the Lord have always been persecuted, right? Have always been mocked and scoffed, right? And killed all the day long. You see, so this time is no different. All right. Verse 32, fill ye up then the measure of your fathers, ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of the righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom they slew between the temple and the altar. Verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation, right? And it will go from generation to generation on these same souls who persecuted the prophets, right? They will never be able to get away from it until, all is said and done, per se. All right. These same wicked men are the same wicked souls and spirits of men that have come back and that are in the earth today. You see, doing the same thing that they've always done. Okay? And that's to go against the prophets that the Lord actually set up, right? To call them grapists, to call them bums, to tell them that to say that they don't have any jobs, to say that their garments don't match, all these different things that they say, okay, about the men of the great millstone and like-minded brothers who are, affiliates, all right? This is Luke 11:43. It says, "Woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye love the uttermost seats in the synagogues and greetings in the markets." Right, and you can see some of these proud leaders, IUIC, who deem themselves worthy to be praised by men, and for that matter, by the women also of the congregation, right? Because they want to be in the chief seats. They want to look prosperous, right? They want people to worship them, basically. Okay, so this was going on even in Yahweh day. All right. Verse 44, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are as graves which appear not, and the men that walk over them are not aware of them." Then answered one of the lawyers and said unto him, "Master, thus saith thou, reproachest us also?" And he said, "Woe unto you also, ye lawyers," right? These are the men that's supposed to know the laws, right? The priests. "For ye laid men with burdens grievous to be borne, and ye yourselves touch not the burdens with one of your fingers," right? Don't do as I say, don't do as I do. All right. "Woe unto you, for ye build the sepulchres of the prophets, and your fathers what? Killed them." You see? And so slander in and of itself is a way of what? Killing a man's, what you would say, his character, okay, as an upstanding, upright, righteous man, okay? Verse 48, "Truly ye bear witness that ye allow the deeds of your fathers, for they indeed killed them, and ye build the sepulchres. Therefore also said the wisdom of the Most High, I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they shall slay and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be what required of this generation." Generation meaning, that the soul is regenerated and come back, so it will always be on these same people. Okay? Verse 51, "From the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, which perished between the altar and the temple, verily I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. Woe unto you, lawyers, for ye have taken taken away the key of knowledge. Ye enter not in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered." See, and though this is similar to what we read in Matthew, it's reading a little bit different, right? You're getting a little bit more of a detail, okay? All right, because what they're doing, they're hindering other men who are coming in and want to be in the truth, right? But you showing them a false way, okay? Verse 53, "And as he said these things unto them, the scribes and the Pharisees began to urge him vehemently and to provoke him to speak of many things, laying wait for him," right? "And seeking to catch something out of his mouth that they might accuse him," right? So they was looking for a way to see if they could get Yahweh Shai to slip up, right? So that they could accuse him of blasphemy or something worthy of putting him to death, okay? And you find that with the men today, okay? You got other men out there who are doing their own thing, got their own camps, but they hate the men of the great millstone, all right? And the like-minded men, okay, for preaching the truth, okay? 1 Thessalonians 2:11, it says, "As ye know how we exhort and comfort and charge every one of you, as a father doeth his children, that ye will walk worthy of the Most High, who hath called you unto his kingdom and glory. For this cause also thank we the Most High without ceasing, because when ye received the word of the Most High, which ye heard of us, ye received it not as the word of men." See, it's a difference. but as it is in truth, the word of the Most High, which effectively worketh also in you that believe. For ye, brethren, became followers of the church of the Most High within Judea, are in Hamashiach Yahushua, for ye also have suffered things like things of your own countrymen, even as they have of the Jews, who both killed the Lord Yahushua and their own prophets, and have persecuted us. And they please not the Most High, and are contrary to all men, all right, forbidding us to speak to the Gentiles that they might be saved. And these Gentiles are not talking about the other nations, but the scattered Israelites who are in a Gentile state of mind, in a heathenistic state of mind. And Paul and the apostles are working to bring them back into the fold, you see, to fill up their sins always, for the wrath is come upon them to the uttermost. But we, brethren, being taken from you for a short time in presence, not in heart, endeavoring the more abundantly to see your face with great desire. Okay. Let me see if I want to go on here. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. That's good enough. But you see the workings of the righteous men that the Lord has set up, and how they're always being hindered. Okay. This Revelation 18-20 says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets. For the Most High has avenged you on her. Talking about Babylon the Great, this wicked place that we're in now. Okay. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall this great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And we've been warning you people out there that this place is going to go down, okay, as you see it here in the scriptures, all right? And the men that the Lord has set up, the apostles, the prophets, the teachers in this day and age, in this late day and age, right, of Babylon the Great, okay? All the hateful things that you've said and done, and we know it's not over yet, but the Lord is going to avenge the apostles and the prophets, all right, in this day and age, you see. Now, let me see here. Let's look and see if we got a couple of quick articles here to look at. I'm not going to read all of them, but you can see here, again, it says dock workers strike at Eastern Gulf Coast ports. And I pulled this up. It says, why are port workers on strike? And it says workers are striking over wages, technology, and other issues. Striking dock workers see themselves as essential employees to keep America's economy humming, right? So if they're considering themselves essential workers, because they're the ones that offload all these tankers, right? These longshoremen, right? To get the goods on the shelves, as it were, right? To get them trucked in, okay? As they mostly come from overseas in India, China, Taiwan, and those types of places, all right? Because here in America, they hardly make anything, you see? Going on, it says that's why they feel they're owed more than the port authorities and shipping companies are offering in their new contract, right? So they want like an 80% raise, you see? And let's read this one here. It says, the strike was expected to involve 25,000 workers across the USMX, which I guess is United States and Mexico, and closed 14 ports, right? You see the cities of those ports. Let's see if I got anything else on it. No, that's good enough. But the whole point being is that the economy is going to shut down, right? People are not going to be able to get their goods. They're not going to be able to get their food on the table, right? Now, when you look at this, right, this is what? This is Eastern Tennessee, where all the roads are washed out. Okay, from the hurricane. All right. Let's see what it says here. It says, with such a major route as I-40 closed at the state line for the foreseeable future, below are alternative routes for motorists traveling between Tennessee, North Carolina, right, before you venture into North Carolina. However, note that the state emergency officials there have warned people not to travel in the state. You see it? So even with that, how are the trucks going to get across the road, right, to bring those goods and services? You see? So America is on its last leg. And who told you? The prophets told you. This is an article I found here. It says the Heritage Foundation. It says, has America entered the fall of Rome? And we keep telling you that this is Rome all over again. Okay? So it goes on to say America's financial, let's see if we can highlight it. Mismanagement has gotten so bad that some say our country's decline is now inevitable, drawing parables to the Roman Empire's collapse. That comparison is unfair for two reasons. First, Rome had good roads that lasted over a millennium. Second, the most serious and more seriously, America has changed course before and hopefully still has time to do so again. I don't think so. You see? And you got to be careful of these people because they always think that they're going to rise. That's the pride of this man. Okay? Going on, it says, at the moment, however, America is moving in the wrong direction. New York City, a hotbed of leftist ideology and a microcosm of what's causing America's decline, recently announced it would cut police funding, right, to spend what? $12 billion more on illegal aliens, right? These people that are coming across the borders is what they're referring to, okay? The streets may not be safe for U.S. citizens, but at least those here illegally will be comfortable. And I think that's some sarcasm right there, okay? But I pulled these things up just to show you. You can go out there and read whatever you want on it, all right? That this place is done, man. And the prophets told you because why? It's already in the scriptures, okay? I know they all said we were crazy. We were wasting our time, right? We're wasting our time waiting on Yahweh Shah. I think somebody from another camp said that, IUIC, that we were wasting our time, okay? All right, so this is 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do we do that? We look at what's going on in this day and time and we filter it through what? The scriptures, okay? The prophecies, right? Okay, that's how you measure the time, okay? And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, right? So these things were already written down in the scriptures, okay? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And when you see these natural disasters, whether it be done by a so-called heart machine or whatever, okay, it is the Lord that gave them the technology to do what they're doing, or whether it was something natural that happened, or whether it was the angels in their ships that cause lightning and whirlwinds, okay, to bring about storms. Ultimately, it is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, however it happens, okay? We can keep reading. This will be the last scripture. I don't think we need to get any more, all right, to prove the point that the Lord has sent his men to break these things down to you. But the naysayers, the gainsayers, the unbelievers, you know, they puff at it, right? But now they're starting to see that, wait a minute, maybe these guys know what they're talking about. All right? Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and you're starting to see that now, people are getting concerned, particularly you women. You're beginning to cry out now because you're afraid that you won't get all your goodies. Okay, now you're starting to get on that panic mode, right? When you've been told and you've been warned, right? Talking to 2/3 of our women. All right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, right? And the end of America is manifesting itself right now. You see it? So just to touch on that, there's been much more stuff we could go into, what's going on over there in that land, okay, and the deletion of Hezbollah leader and, Netanyahu, okay, all these things are on the table, okay, and things are beginning to heat up. So we just keep our eyes on what's going on, all right, and stay prayed up. And for all of those out there that haven't repented unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, I don't know what you're waiting on, all right? So anyway, just thought I'd touch on that just a little bit, and we'll end the lesson right there, all right? All praise to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.